Welcome back to the Beer Bubble collection. This is the fourth and final soap bar in the Beer Bubble collection. And this one is going to be my rose quartz soap. It's going to be fragrance with rose quartz oil from Brambleberry. And I'm going to be using rose clay in it. So I start out by, first you don't see it, but I boiled the beer, which is Corona beer, to get all the carbonation out of it. Afterwards, I put it in the freezer, froze it into little ice cubes just because I didn't want it to burn or scorch when I add the lye to it. So I put it in, I froze it into little ice cubes. I'm measuring out my lye. Then I'm going to slowly, it'll look sped up, but I'm going to slowly pour my lye into the beer. Well, it's half, not half beer. It's more like 75% beer and 25% distilled water. So I'm going to mix that in there. And then afterwards, I did put this in the fridge for about an hour because I definitely wanted to keep the temperature down. I mean, you saw it was 126 there, but it did increase, I think, up to 150 something before I said, you know what, we're not going to do that. Not today. So I didn't want it getting any hotter than it already was. So I went ahead and put it in the fridge, bring it back out. It's at 113 degrees. I put it in the fridge for about an hour. So I think an hour is sufficient. I'm adding kaolin clay and colloidal oatmeal to my soap bars, which I add to all of them. The kaolin clay I add to anchor the scent and to add silk to the soap bar, kind of so it gives your skin a little silky feel. And then I add colloidal oatmeal just for a gentle exfoliation because it allows you to get a little scrubby scent, scrub clean in there without actually scrubbing your skin. So I add all of my lye solutions through a strainer, and I do that just in case there's any undissolved lye bits. I do pH test all my soap bars at the end. However, the strainer is just an extra precaution just to make sure, because sometimes when I'm mixing my lye solutions, I get impatient and I don't stir normally I have to stir for a good 2 to 3 minutes. No, that's probably exaggerated. No, it is about 2 minutes to make sure it gets dissolved, but sometimes my patience is very little, y'all. So I may do it for a minute and a half. So to avoid that, I use the strainer. I already had rose clay that I wanted to add in there. So, because this entire soap bar is going to be rose clay. So I put it in there. Normally I would not stick blend my color, but I had not pre-mixed the rose clay. Normally I'll pre-mix it with a tablespoon, not a tablespoon, but a teaspoon of rose clay and then a tablespoon of oils. Pre-mix it and stir it to make sure the color is very succinct, but I didn't do that. Because I was actually, all the Beer Bubble collections were made on the same day, even though this is 4 different videos. So I had too much going on, y'all. So I couldn't really pre-mix it. So I just went ahead and stick blended in there. So it made the batter get thick, but it still came out nice. And then I let it sit for 24 hours before I unmolded it and cut it. And listen, the Beer Bubbles collection is still available, but it is not as many soap bars as I started. I started out with 10 of each. I am down to about 4 of each because I did release this at a market ahead of time. And of course it did well. It is sold as a collection, so you cannot buy any one of them individually. If you join the Soap of the Month Club, it's probably too late for that by the time you watch this video. But had you joined it by the 28th, you would have been able to get one of these soap bars in there. So sorry, join it for next month though. But this is how it came out, and it smells like rose quartz. It's really nice. So go check it out. For now, black hands are out. Bye bye, guys.